Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Bonjour, you're watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, aka the Canadian Assassin, and I'm not alone. She is the correspondent for United Wrestling Network. Please welcome the farmer's daughter, Emily May.
Hey, TK. Hey, everyone.
Hey. So, we have we're going to be talking discussion topics, all that good stuff. But of course, it's nothing without our amazing guest. And this guest, she is a mom and the RPM Women's Champion. Please welcome Rachelle Riveter.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So let's get into it. First off, I was stalking your Instagram a little bit, and these pictures are absolutely amazing. But when do you have the time to train and look that fabulous and be a mom and be a wrestler and have several businesses? Because I would like the secret, please.
Lots of coffee. I was just kidding. I think just like time, like the biggest fear that I had was I didn't want me being a mom to just like stop everything that I wanted to do. So I really just kind of like buckled down, time managed, and was like, okay, this is baby time. When baby time happens, there's no phone. I don't talk to people. It's just me and my child. And then I have my separate times for when I do other things. So it's all time management, girl. That's it.
How did your whole life shift this past year? Because I know we were all and still dealing with a pandemic and having kids at home, trying to teach and also live our dreams in the wrestling industry. So how did your life shift and how are you handling it all?
One, just like the pandemic in general just shifted everyone's life. If you guys are like me, I'm a big extrovert. So like I love people. I love being out. So that one hit me to the core. Then adding a baby on top of that, like I'm figuring out who I am all over again. I have this baby that I am responsible for now. Now anywhere, like even my own family that doesn't live with me, like I can't even really reach out to them for help because this whole pandemic. So it really taught me how to be like really independent, really self-sufficient, because I literally had to make sure not only I was taking care of myself, but taking care of another life. And that's so hard when you kind of like lose who you are when another child is involved in your life.
No, totally agree. But let's shift into the wrestling stuff. Again, stalking on your Instagram page. I've seen that you had some intergender matches. And so my question is, for wrestlers, like in general, is it more of, do you choose to it's like, hey, I really want to have a match with a guy, or is it more of your surroundings because there's not that many females and you start wrestling with the guys or having matches with the guys because that's what's there? So how did it work out for you?
So honestly, yeah, I think it's really based off of like your area. Like here in Denver, our women division as far as wrestling, very slim. Like there's not a lot of women out here, so we get a lot of out-of-state talent. So when it comes to intergender matches, you really have to step up with the boys. So, and it's nice because then you learn to work a little bit tougher, and then the girls that come in, you're like, well, continue. But yeah.
Have you had a favorite intergender match so far?
Oh. Honestly, and it's gonna be really weird, but like my first match ever, I was in the Colorado Cup for RNP, and it was me and 2 men. And at the end of it, it was me, Blake, and Dwight at the time, I think his name was. And for some reason, that being my first match, and it not being with a woman, that's what I debuted with. Like, it was the best feeling ever because it made me feel like, okay, I can keep up with the boys too. Like, I'm not just compared to the women,
So now, when you think of like your dream matches, who would be your dream match for a guy and a girl?
Oh. Well, guy girl. I mean, I love the Miz. I think the Miz would be really good. Honestly, if you put the Miz and the Man and you put them together, like that would be a really good match.
Okay, okay, I like it.
See that?
You know, she's a new mother. Like that would be really interesting to see.
Now, being a mom and wrestler, I mean, obviously we had the Ronda Rousey announced that she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like? Are you connecting with other moms who are wrestlers? Like, is there a group chat somewhere that we don't know about that like you're a part of, or I mean, you could start one.
Facebook group.
I know.
We have like a cult.
Just saying, why not?
I mean, I I wish like I'd be a part of it because like maybe I'd get some really good advice, but honestly, no. I do wish there was because no one tells you how hard it is to be in the wrestling industry and have a child. So I wish there was, but when you do find those mothers in the wrestling industry, there is a really good bond there because you both kind of bond over the fact that you didn't let the odds like defy you of you having a baby. Like you came back and then you bond over the fact that you have a child and you guys start talking about all that mushy stuff.
Is there anyone that has given you advice? Any other moms out there?
So obviously Allie Gatto, she is one of my best friends. She's my sister. So like when I met Allie, she already had her daughter. So she was a really big person as far as in the wrestling industry. One of the people that I reached out to them and honestly that was probably like the best person I could ever reach out to because she's phenomenal with her daughter and she balanced it for years so well. She even traveled. So it's the person that I'm so glad that I was thankful to start this journey with.
Nice. Now, when you think of like wrestling, right? You know, like you have a lot going on. So, what's your reason? Like, what's your why? Why do you continue training? Why do you, you know, have the desire to be in the ring? Because it's like one of those things where I agree with you. People, you know, they become parents and they're like, okay, well, I have to hang up all my dreams. And I've heard you in several interviews say that that's not what you're going to do. So, what's the reason when like you're on their third or fourth cup of coffee and you're grinding through? What's the reason? What's the reason you keep doing it?
Well, I truly feel like, you know, there's so many role models out there, right? And kids look up to so many people nowadays. And I'm like, why can't my kid look up to me? Why can't I be my kid's role model? Why can't I be the person that my son sees on the screen and he's like, that's my mom, that is my hero? Like, why can't I be that person? I don't want someone else to trump me over look up to in my son's eyes. And so that's what keeps me going because each milestone that I keep reaching in my wrestling career, he's gonna look back one day and be like, my mom kept going and this is the reason why I am the man that I am. But that to me gives me chills because it's like to have your child say that and to know that like I'm still going. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop until like I've reached that like peak. Obviously, more pro, obviously, but like yeah, that's my reason.
So, what is your peak? What's the goal?
Yeah. What are you envisioning?
So obviously, I mean, it's WWE. Would that be awesome? I think that's every wrestler's dream at some point. But something like AEW, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, just to wake up, and I think this is what a lot of people mistake, just to wake up and to get paid to wrestling and don't have to do anything else. That's the one thing that I do. That's my peak. Because that's my official career at that point.
Okay. I like it. I like it. So
Yeah.
what's you gonna say something, Emily?
No, I think that's great. I think a lot of it's so great to envision that and like move forward every single day towards that goal.
And so what's the game plan for 2021? Apparently some places are opening up. I mean, we're still in the pandemic, but some people think we're not. So here we are. So what's your game plan for 2021?
2021, I am definitely spreading my wings out a little bit more. I do have a system now to where if I do want to leave the state, I could. So I'm really going to try to focus on bringing Rachelle out of Colorado a little bit more. And hopefully by the end of the year, I am somewhere doing it. And someone has grabbed me and they said, this is what you're going to do starting 2022. That's my goal.
That's amazing. So, like last year, you were involved in Mission Pro Wrestling, and so what was that experience like?
So, Mission Pro, obviously, unfortunately, with COVID, like any exposure, any type of sickness you get, you can't necessarily go. So, I was unfortunately one of those people who got like exposed, and I was sick, and so I couldn't end up going. But Thunder Rosa herself, just one, inviting me there in general was just absolutely a pleasure, because I think if Thunder Rosa ever wants to invite you to anything, you better take it. Like, unless you're in your deathbed, which I kind of was, because I was in a hospital.
Oh no.
But, you know, like, it was just a pleasure in general. And then me telling her my situation, man, is that woman, like, she was so understanding, and she was like, you got to take care of yourself. And that promotion itself is all about women. And so to know that that is the person that I would be working with in future, absolutely, I'd work with her any day. Awesome.
So you could say it's on your bucket list for 2021, right?
Oh, yeah. She was like, "Bro, I want you to come out next month." I'd be like, "Yes, absolutely."
And so now, last question before we get out of here: have you ever thought of releasing like a workout book? Because I'm just saying, just putting it out there. I've been known to give ideas, so
TK does. She throws out a lot of ideas.
So be a cycle instructor, so like I love cycling. So if that was anything that I would honestly want to release, it would be cycling, like a cycling type video, because I'm the type of person really energetic, and I, believe it or not, it's all my eating. Like, work out every now and then, but eating part. So if I could mix like a cardio class with like a little cooking, like, oh, this is what you should eat, I would do it.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have to know like what your favorite recipes are.
Okay, so if you haven't, sweet potato, like it's taco boat sweet potatoes. So the taco boat is the sweet potato, and then you put like taco beef inside, avocado, little sour cream. Whew. So good.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to try that.
Look it up on taco. It's sweet potato. You're welcome.
Done. Gonna have it for dinner.
There it is. So we're going to hop into rapid hot tags. This is brought to you by Goalie Nutrition, the world's first apple cider vinegar gummy. Use the code TK Trinidad 5 to get your discount today. So the first question is favorite quarantine snack?
Goldfish.
I love goldfish too.
You know you have a kiddo when you have goldfish.
Do you prefer working out at home or going to the gym?
Gym. I like the
cooking at home or ordering out?
I like ordering.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility.
Ooh, that could be dangerous and good at the same time. I like it. Your house containing everything you own catches fire. After saving your loved ones, pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save one item. What would it be?
Oh, you know what? Honestly, it would be my photo of me and my son. It's our first photo that we ever took, like professionally. That would be the one thing that I would take with me.
Okay, I like it. Last question. If you were to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which one would you choose?
I would just choose the body. I mean, who cares at that point with your mind?
Just saying. I agree.
No,
I
you're
agree.
supposed to be on my team.
I agree.
I'm like,
It is what it is.
Owen, what'd you say?
There it is. I am so looking forward. I mean, one final question. Championship belt. Where is it at? Where are you hiding it?
So, actually, believe it or not, I'm not at my own place right now. I'm at my best friend slash auntie slash sister's place. So,
Okay.
not here, but it is at my home, and it's set up really nice, and it's all nice and clean.
I
So,
feel like you have to carry it everywhere though. Like if you're going to your auntie's house, like you still have to like strap it on. Like
I mean,
that's not a thing.
I would carry it around too. I'd like, all right, going to the grocery store.
but then people will want it, and then you cause so much attraction. It's like, look at me, like I can't cause that much more, right? Like I got to put down a bit, you guys.
There you have it. Now, so where can everybody follow you and all that good stuff?
You can follow me on Instagram at Rachelle Riveter, and then you can also follow me on Twitter at Rachelle Riveter. Also, just for like other mothers out there who just want to kind of hear some like postpartum journeys, Rachelle_Scheel, SCHEEL. It's my personal Instagram. It's a little bit more for all those mothers out there. So, yeah.
I mean, on top of starting that workout spin book that we talked about, there should be a Facebook group for wrestling moms. I'm just another idea. Just put it out there because then what happens is you connect with them and then they see what you're doing and then they're gonna want to book you because like, oh shoot, she's a mom. Understand? We'll work it out. I'm just spitballing.
I love it.
Thank you so much for joining us. Really hope that your 2020 is a lot better than 2020. Your 2021 is a lot better than 2021.
Yeah. We're just gonna skip that year. We're gonna skip it.
Yeah, just skip that year. Yeah, I know. Just don't count it. You know, just is what it is. But thank you so much. We definitely look forward to seeing you do amazing things. Like I said, if y'all haven't checked out her Instagram page, it's fire. Very inspirational. I'm going to go to the gym after this. And just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you guys. It was a pleasure being on here with you.
Oh,
thank you. Oh my gosh, she is so amazing and cute, and her Instagram is on point.
Pictures. Oh yeah, like I love what she's doing. She's awesome.
Yeah. So our discussion question for today is: who is your favorite wrestler from the Attitude Era?
Oh my goodness, TK, why do you pick the hardest questions? Can we talk about that?
I mean, I want to. I like to mix it up a little bit.
I don't know. You have so many. I mean, oh my goodness, I have so many. I mean, we could do women and then we can do men. There's so many. I mean, you could. Okay, I'm gonna just name them. You could do Lita and Trish Stratus, Chyna, Stephanie McMahon. You could do The Undertaker, Mick Foley. I mean, you could do X-Pac, right?
It's like you're naming like all the superstars, like all the top people.
Because they're my superheroes. Those are the people that I went back when I was like getting into this industry and falling in love with it, and watching every Undertaker match and watching every Mick Foley match and going back and saying, okay, this is like the foundation of what we know is wrestling to this day, right? They all changed the game for us and changed the industry. So those are like those foundational matches and people that you go back and watch. And so that I know I named a bunch. I don't know if that helps you, but those are my core people.
let me for my folks who are watching this, let me just give you a behind the scenes. So the question was, who is your favorite wrestler? It's wrestler as in one, not wrestlers. And then Emily I'm not because I already know how I know you, Emily, but Emily decides to shoot off like 20. I'm like, okay.
I'm an overachiever, TK, overachiever. You know, you gave me a homework assignment. I like went full out.
Oh my goodness. So mine was because at that time, I was really pretty much just how my life is. It's just I was really into sports, and I really started watching TV when I got into this industry. So I didn't really watch a lot of TV growing up because I was always I was very active. So it's kind of a combination. So just mainstream media, of course, China was like huge. And I love the fact that she wasn't, the cookie cutter. And she was different.
She broke the mold. She broke the molds. Like
yeah. So like even seeing that was just like, okay, well, she is who she is, and she's doing amazingly to the point that, even if you don't watch wrestling, you still aren't gonna know who she is. So that's one thing. And then when I look back at the Attitude Era from this point, definitely, the stories, like I'm sure you work with X-Pac as well. The stories just Sean goes into, and then seeing it play out, and then seeing the older version of him talking about is like amazing. Mm-hmm. So I would say Sean for sure.
Yeah, I would say Sean too. Yeah, I mean, there's layers. There's so many layers to that era of wrestling that, like, I mean, we've had long conversations with Sean about like what happens and what was meant to happen didn't necessarily happen, and all the things that could go wrong. But they all like worked out, in the end. And like you're right, the storytelling was in a totally different space back then, right? Yep. And they say it's kind of like the golden era of wrestling. And so I'm not saying I'm just saying people say that.
The broad panty matches. Ugh.
I know. There's some stuff that went down that's not so great. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, it's not great, but it was okay for that era. But I mean, honestly,
it's not. Yeah.
Right. Honestly, I feel like, and we've gotten a bit of it now, but it's almost like wanting to see like Kobe and Michael Jordan in their prime go against each other. It's never going to happen. So, I mean, obviously, we've seen Trish and Lita make appearances over the last maybe 3 or 4 years, but I would have loved, like, if I could just create this dream universe, like see all the women in their prime have matches, because those matches with the opportunity of main eventing and stuff like that would be awesome. So yeah, I mean, that's it. Now for my folks, the question is, who is your favorite wrestler? Just one. Put it down in the comments. Let us know who's your favorite wrestler from the Attitude Era and why. And and if you disagree with us or agree with us, let us know in the comments. And we're gonna have stuff like this on every interview show. And we definitely want to hear your opinion. And I want to say we hope you like ours, but that's not really the case. If you disagree, it's okay.
It's a discussion show. We want to know what your opinion is, and we can talk about it online. So you can tag us. You can, get that conversation flowing.
There it is. Well, thank you guys so much, Miss Emily May. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms at Emily May Heller.
And don't forget, guys, you can go to our website, www.talkpod.com. We have all our latest episodes up there. Even the older ones are up there as well. Definitely check out Pro Wrestling Pets. Check out all our social media platforms, www.talkpod. And you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. Till next time, guys. Ciao.
Bye.